some stories don't fade, they echo. And the rise and fall of BMF, the Black Mafia family, is one of those stories. A story that started with survival, scaled into an empire, and collapsed under the weight of power, loyalty, ambition, and federal pressure. But the real truth behind why BMF rose and why they fell is deeper than the headlines ever told you. This is the real story. The comeback index, the real reason BMF rose and fell. Before the world called them legends, before the billboards, before the music industry tried to orbit the empire, there were just two brothers, Demetrius, Big Meech, Flannery, and Terry, Southwest T, Flannery. Growing up in Detroit in the late 70s and early 80s, money wasn't a luxury, it was survival. The brothers had three choices: stay broke, stay stuck, or build something of their own. And what makes BMF different from every other crew of their time wasn't violence, wasn't chaos, wasn't the street reputation. It was organization. Meech was the vision, Terry was the logistics. Two minds, one blueprint. By 1989, the brothers weren't just hustling. They were building a structured organization with employees, ranks, strategy, routes, distribution, and operational planning. They were street CEOs before the internet made entrepreneurship trendy. Their rise started because they treated the game like a corporation long before anyone else did. By the late 90s and early 2000s, BMF wasn't local anymore. They were national, with operations stretching across Atlanta, St. Louis, LA, Miami, Detroit, and beyond. What made them unstoppable? Meech controlled culture. He understood influence, branding, and celebrity alignment before Instagram existed. Parties, music, image, lifestyle marketing. Meech didn't just move product, he turned BMF into a brand. Meanwhile, Terry controlled the infrastructure. Routes, drivers, safety, packaging, communication, money flow. Two brothers, two minds, one empire. By 2003 to 2004, BMF was allegedly moving hundreds of millions annually and had become one of the most influential forces in hip-hop. Funding rising artists, creating BMF Entertainment, and shifting Atlanta nightlife forever. This wasn't luck. This was structure. This was behavior that mirrored Fortune 500 strategy. This was the most organized street corporation in American history. But the same structure that made them powerful, made them visible. BMF didn't collapse because the feds were smart. They collapsed because the foundation cracked from within. Here are the real reasons. 1. Meech and Terry split. When the brothers fell out, everything changed. Meech believed in expansion, visibility, and influence. Terry believed in silence, logistics, and distance. Two brilliant strategies, split into two different directions. A corporation divided always collapses. 2. Visibility became liability. The lifestyle got too big, too loud, too cinematic, too legendary. Meech's visibility in Atlanta nightlife created a paper trail of photos, witnesses, connections, tracing, club spending, cash flow that didn't add up on paper. You can't be a ghost and a celebrity at the same time. 3. technology changed the game. In the early 2000s, the DEA upgraded. Digital surveillance, cell tower tracking, financial tracing, wiretapping improvements, informant incentive systems. While BMF leveled up in scale, law enforcement leveled up in tech. The moment those two curves crossed, the empire was done. It's easy to talk about the fall. It's sensational. It's cinematic. But the truth is, BMF's story didn't end with prison. It ignited something bigger. Meech became a cultural icon, symbolizing ambition and loyalty. Southwest Tea became a symbol of calculated strategy and the consequences of conflict. BMF's influence shaped hip-hop deals, nightlife business, artist development, the blueprint for building buzz, the way Atlanta became a cultural hub. Their story inspired TV shows, documentaries, and entire generations of hustlers turned entrepreneurs. Even in collapse, they created a template for reinvention. BMF teaches one truth. You can build an empire with vision, discipline, and structure. But if loyalty breaks, if the foundation splits, if the visibility gets louder than the strategy, everything collapses. But their story also shows a comeback is always possible if you learn from the first fall. This is the Comeback Index, where we break down stories of collapse, rebuild, and greatness. Subscribe for the next episode, because the next comeback story might just be yours.